Yeah, of course, I always love attacking technology, just like technology, even though we're doing some kind of hybrid thing here, which is working okay. We have to be careful about technology as well. Technology is giving systems greater and greater ability to manage and control us, surveil us. We're voluntarily handing over ourselves into the arms of technology. We're besotted with technology. I don't get this personally, but this is the way it is. The issue here is what is so puzzling is how so many people concede what used to be a human right, called the right to privacy, and just hand it over for cat videos. I mean, it's remarkable. And you're all got your personal surveillance devices. I include this, so it's not a virtue thing. I'm saying we've all our smartphones, which is just constantly surveilling us and putting everything about us, monitoring everything we're doing. And so this opens up a whole new horizon that's not yet subjected to human rights. We don't have the right, we haven't evolved the rights to respond to the technological intrusion. Is there a right not to receive emails? Is there a right not to reply to emails? I really wish there was. That one would be top-notch right. Is there a right to switch off? Is there a right to downtime? Is there a right to go offline and preserve human spaces away from the technological downloads? So what I'm saying is that human rights language, because human rights is designed in a different era, isn't keeping pace with technological development. So as we develop hybrid humans and AI-enhanced things and smart pillars and smart floors and smart this and smart that, here again is a second attack on humanity. So I've said humanity is being leached away because our subjectivity is going into a vortex through which our human rights are also disappearing. Our humanity is also being handed over to technological systems, which increasingly replace many of our human functions, and of course make the claim that they're doing it better and wiser and more efficiently. So our autonomy over much of what we're doing is increasingly being lost, but in this highly invisible technocratic kind of way. So we lose the horizon of our own humanity by machines doing it for us. And this was that dystopian science fiction story many years ago. What is that? Dreaming by being watched over by benevolent machines. I can't recall exactly that kind of idea. They're benevolent machines. They're lovely, very nice to us. They're not to us about any obvious harm, but they are taking agency from us. We're handing it over. But again, it's not. We don't see it as a malevolent transaction. On the contrary, it appears to be a very benign and positive one. But it's happening. This is why I always object on principle in an irritating way at every progression exam board. Don't tell me what Banner wants. Banner is a piece of software. It has not got a brain. I don't care what Banner wants. It's just a machine. Banner is simply the same thing as a notebook. It just moves faster, but it's just a notebook. So I mean, you can't tell me this notebook wants something written on it. I don't care. It's a notebook. That's all Banner. It's just a kind of souped up notebook. These technologies we use for exam processing. So, but the fact that we personify entities that are non-human and then accord to them essentially rights over us is really remarkable to me. So essentially here we have an affirmation that the computer system has a right to receive information in the way it wants. My job is to do it because it wants it. I'm not here to serve Banner. We did our job before we had these systems, and if they were gone in the morning, we'd still carry on and be fine. So, but again, just technically and sociologically and philosophically, I find these moments it's just interesting. It's just interesting. Anyway, these are just scattered thoughts.
10 to 6 more.
Yeah, thank you. The other thing is, two last quick things and then I'm done. In a sense, the history of human rights it's like a wave that flows on the history of freedom. So kind of human freedom, as we understand it, is kind of correlated with human. So we associate kind of high points of achieving freedom with more rights. And freedom is a very powerful ideological idea. It's very strong in liberalism. So the liberal project of the last few centuries has been a project of freeing up individual human beings to have more autonomy, to exercise more choice, and so on. I think these have been eroded in the two ways I've said. We've a much bigger problem, which I'm just going to mention. It's such a big problem. The great thing is I'm just going to mention the problem and move on to the next point. So you're just left with the problem. I'm not going to give you the solution. That will be another day. And that is that the very core of the liberal project, which is to expand human freedom, is now maladaptive for the 21st century. This is a tragic moment. It's not a good thing. Freedom is a good thing. We can't do freedom anymore. That's the tragedy of our times. That's an incredible thought. So, for example, you can make this tangible. Have I a right to keep driving my car? Well, from a liberal point of view, of course I have my dirty car. I bought it, I can drive it. But if everyone in the planet asserted a right to drive, we would simply erode the capacity to have any human on the planet at all. So that's a paradox that the liberal mind can't resolve. Because liberalism assumes what is unique and particular to a small part of the globe can be extrapolated globally. Once you do that, you simply disintegrate capacity to live. Have I a right to fly an airplane? Have I a right to go to Greece in summer on my holiday? Can I fly there? Or is this a breach of human rights? So the paradoxes of rights are going to mount, and this is going to produce is already producing a huge crisis in liberalism, because liberal thinking can't think outside freedom. We don't know how to limit ourselves within the language of liberalism, because it's designed for freedom and individual autonomy, and it doesn't have a way to think its way into constraint other than the rights of others. Producing liberal. So that I just leave you with the problem. That's for another day. Next year we'll do that.
Okay.